Hello everyone, let me introduce myself. My name is Gita Stiorini from English Department Dianus Pantoro University, and now I want to present my article. The title of the article is Translation Techniques in the Label of Cosmetic Products. The first one is background of the study. In recent times, English has turned out to be a global language, so it is important to learn extra about the English language as it has characteristics and differs from our mother tongue Indonesian, and the linguistic elements contained in the product label are usually in the form of imperative and declarative sentence. Label of products is a part of the macro genre. Macro genre is a text that involves multiple genres because it includes descriptive text and procedure text. So, the correlation between translation and product labeling is essential in the market distribution because the label of products contains information about the types of product like directions, explanations, and cautions. It helps consumers understand the types of product that will be purchased by reading the label of those products. The label translation must be clear, easy to read, and understandable to sell cosmetic products. As previously stated, the researcher focuses on analyzing the translation techniques in label of cosmetic products and what translation technique is used the most, which are accessible in two languages, English and Indonesian. Next, the objective of the study are to identify the types of translation techniques used by the translator to translate the text in the cosmetic products label, and to find out the translation technique is used the most by the translator to translate the text in the cosmetic products label. Next is literature review. The first one is definition of translation. According to the researcher, translation is the replacement of two languages from the source language into the target language, and then the translation is a type of communication that represents a source language into the target language and helps to deliver the message or other information. The second one is translation technique. The researcher used 18 translation techniques proposed by Molina and Albir. Next is research method. The first one, the researcher used the descriptive qualitative method to analyze the data. The second one, the data of this research are the label of 29 cosmetic products, and then the data were analyzed by theory of Molina and Albir. Next is the result. The results of the data can be seen in the following table. Establish equivalence with 7 data, borrowing with 17 data, literal translation with 11 data, transposition with 5 data, discursive creation with 6 data, amplification with 7 data, reduction with 4 data, linguistic amplification with 4 data, linguistic compression 1 data, modulation with 1 data, and adaptation. Next is discussion. In data number 1, source language, avoid contact with eyes, and target language, hindari kontak dengan mata. The researcher classified into literal translation techniques. It can be seen that the sentence avoid contact with eyes in source language translated into hindari kontak dengan mata in the target language. The translation above is compatible with the purpose of the literal technique that is used to translate the data word by word into the target language. In data number 2, source language for external use only, and target language untuk pemakaian luar. The researcher classified the data into the reduction technique. It can be seen the word only is reduced. The translator did not translate this word because the information of this context is still well and doesn't change the information, although the word only is reduced. After this reduction, the translation will be untuk pemakaian luar. And then the last is conclusion. There are 64 sentences found on 29 label of cosmetic products, and then the researcher classified the primary data based on Molina and Albir's theory. There are 64 data consisting of words, phrases, and clauses with 11 translation techniques. And the most techniques used in translating the label of cosmetic product is borrowing. There are 17 data found on this research. Borrowing technique is implemented more frequently than the others. It is because there's a word that cannot replace another word. An example is the product name. It cannot be modified because the product name is the logos or brand identity. The other example is natural ingredients like vitamin E, vitamin C, because it's a common word known by humans in both languages.